Appreciate it, Carson. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? It's Eric and Carson. Blah, 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 blah.
What are you doing?
I'm just on my email. Checking my email.
Anything good?
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Never.
Hey, let's do news.
News. I hear on the the hell was I watching the other day? Some kind of news channel, CNN or something. And they're talking about how the country's all excited that Barack Obama's elected now, and how there's an air of change in the country right now. And the only thing I can think of, really, you need to come to Flint because I don't think it's hit here yet.
Well, he's Bush and Obama had their first meeting.
It was like an hour long.
Yeah, in the Oval Office.
Apparently, the word on the street is, and if you look at some of the blogs and whatnot, and the people that were familiar with the meeting, Obama was being kind of aggressive because what he wants is basically his point is like, look, I got 70% approval rating, with people, which is apparently, and you've got like 20,
right?
So, and you're out of here anyway. Right. So why don't you just do the shit that I want to do? So that because his point is that the economy is fucked.
Oh, God, yeah.
And especially with what's going on with GM right now.
Cutting them 3,400 jobs across the United States.
Is that what GM said today?
It's I think last night on 11 o'clock news.
Holy
there's
shit.
a total of 3,400 jobs throughout the whole United States.
Wow.
Trucking, bus, and engine plane, I think.
Well, I think that'll hurt Flint. I don't know if they're one of them, but basically, Obama's thing is he's saying, look, I wanted. He goes, I understand if you're not going to sign off on the tax increases for people making $250,000 a year. But his point is like, look, at least let's get some cuts for the middle class.
Right.
Let's do my middle class tax cut. Let's do some economic stimulus package stuff. Which I was at the gym today, and they were talking on CNBC, and a lot of the economic stimulus thing, Wall Street kind of likes the looks of it. And part of the big, apparently Wall Street's taking a hit today because Bush refuses to help.
Of course, that doesn't surprise me.
Nice.
And Obama's point is like, look, you're fucking leaving.
Right.
Let's get this thing started.
Right.
He said, because Obama had his first press conference on Friday, and he said that he's going to do basically Bush doesn't feel like he wants to do another economic stimulus thing. But because of I don't know, Republican things.
Yeah, because he's an asshole.
Well, yeah, and he's basically saying, and Obama comes out and says, well, look, why don't we just? He goes, what he said is, he goes, if the lame duck session, which is what you call the outgoing, because all the people that are there right now, a lot of them have been voted out,
right? And
so they're not going to be there anymore. So, but they still have to finish off their jobs for the end of the year. And Obama's point is like, well, look, why don't you just fucking do what I'm going to do anyway? And he said at the at his press conference, he said, well, they can either do it now or it'll be the first thing I do as president.
Right.
So, and that's his point of like, if you've got an economic if you've got an economic crisis and this is the way it's going anyway, you should do what I want. And Bush is being kind. Apparently, like Obama was telling him all these things, and what they said is that Bush didn't exactly tell him to go fuck off, but he did. But he was kind of hesitant. He didn't necessarily.
But Bush said he'd make the transition easy.
He did, but at the same time, he doesn't. Bush doesn't want to do something that he doesn't want. Bush is going to do what he wants to do. He doesn't have to do anything.
That's why we've been in this shit for 8 years.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Bush. Well, I mean, and the truth is that Obama kept saying over and over again. He goes, "There's only one president at a time, and I'm not it yet."
Right.
So, and that was the big meeting that was yesterday. Apparently, was Obama was very aggressively trying to get what he wants to get through, and he's got to get it through Bush.
Right, which is going to be tough.
And he's and it's interesting. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of the news right now. And obviously, and apparently there was some kind of a White House rejection today of there was some kind of, and I'm sorry, I'm talking out my ass, but there was some kind of a quid pro quo that they were going to do on fair trade with GM and the auto industry to see if they could try to like make it so at least the investors know that there's a sunnier future ahead.
Right.
Well, the Bush administration kind of they said no. Do you have a different understanding of that there, John?
No, it's like I can't say anything defensive of Bush or anything else. It's 8 years of crap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's been crap, and it's like I'm glad he's out.
Yeah. Now I know you're conservative. Do you think that he should just yield to whatever Obama wants at this point because the guy's coming in?
I don't see why he's sticking out for. I mean, tax cuts for anybody would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that's what it would be. I don't see why he's holding out.
Yeah, I think Obama Obama is going to wait a little while before he starts putting the tax increases on the wealthy. I think he's going to wait a little bit because he thinks that tax cuts now are going to really help out.
Oh, God,
which
yes.
I don't understand why Bush would have a problem with that. So people that are making under $250,000 a year don't deserve a tax decrease. That they need to do that to stimulate.
Well, and to me, you say you don't understand how Bush can say that, but Bush is an idiot.
Yeah.
The last 8 years has proved it, and he doesn't give a shit about the middle class. I mean, that is painfully obvious, and that's why he's probably not going to sign off on it, is because, quite frankly, he don't care.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing, and I think that's, one of the main reasons Obama did get elected is because he obviously does care about the middle class.
Yeah.
And there's more of us than there are rich people.
Yeah, and that's his constituency. He understands that. That's why he's trying to get that done.
Bush never will.
Well, I think
if he does it, it'll just be so his legacy doesn't look so bad as a president.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. And I don't know, because to me, it would make sense politically for Bush to go with the guy that comes in with a mandate.
Yeah.
I mean, if Obama out and fucking sit back and let me finish, let me do this thing.
And especially because there's 7 weeks left, 8 weeks left, something like that he's got, and he's done.
Yeah.
So, you said you were going to make it an easy transition. You said you were going to, try to make everything go smooth. So if that's really the case, go ahead and do what the guy wants to do, because like he has said, he's going to do it anyway. Let's get the ball rolling right there. And you know what, Bush? It might actually make you look good and have, at least one good mark on your presidency saying, well, at least he made the transition smooth. At least he started, doing these things that Obama wanted to do.
Now, one of the things that came up was apparently Bush wants really bad for there to be this Colombian free trade agreement.
Okay.
Which is basically the same deal that we've had with Mexico and China, only they do it in Colombia now too.
Coke would be cheap.
Which I'm not. Well, no, but which I'm not. I'm not. See, because Obama's whole point is he's like, I don't want to see more jobs go.
Fuck no.
Leave. So Obama doesn't necessarily want to do that.
No.
I think that what Bush is going to try to do is say that you give me the Colombian free trade agreement, and
I'll give you the tax cuts.
and I'll give you what you want.
Obama should say, okay, let's do that. And then as soon as he gets in office, veto. Fuck you.
Oh, he's already getting rid of the stem cell research thing.
Who?
Obama. He said, fuck that. He goes, we're going to have stem cell research.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was getting rid of it, like he didn't want to do it.
No, he's doing it. He said that's over. He goes, that there are about, I think there are about 100 about 100 executive orders that Bush put throughout his presidency, and that Obama's getting rid of on day one.
Sweet.
One of them, I think he's going to close Guantanamo Bay.
Good.
He's going to close that, and
Good.
it's very interesting what the guy's been up to. But there's a lot of fighting right now. The big stories today is that there's been a lot of fighting in the RNC about the Republicans because they just don't know the new way forward. They don't know what they want to do. There's two camps. Apparently, one of them says we go hard right. We go. You just bash the abortion thing. You're going to be
gays suck. Abortion's bad.
Really hard right. And
Christians are good.
And rally behind Sarah Palin. That's what one side of it says.
Good luck.
The other side is the Newt Gingrich side, where he says, look, we have to try to figure out a way to talk about things more broadly rather than look at these little wedge issues like that, which I think is a fantastic idea.
I think it sounds good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've always liked Newt Gingrich too. I've just always liked the way
he's from your district, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Georgia boy. But I've always liked him. I kind of grew up with him, and to me, that sounds like a lot smarter move than the far right, especially for the Republican Party, because it started out as a party for the people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It did.
And it's so just, especially over the last 8 years, has become so corrupt and so right and so just not what a Republican really should be.
And Newt Gingrich's quote was, he said, "We need to be honest about the level of failure for the past 8 years."
Yeah,
and I think he's
damn
absolutely
right.
right about that. And I think that would be a big thing. To me, I don't understand why the Republicans don't embrace what Ron Paul did. Ron Paul actually, okay. The problem was he didn't, because he had that grassroots thing going,
right?
The same thing that Obama had for a little while. What I don't understand is why it is that but the problem was Ron Paul just does. Let's just be honest, he isn't as intelligent as Obama. He didn't have the organizational capabilities that Obama did. Obama started earlier, figured out how to take that grassroots stuff and make it and turn it into making him a president. Ron Paul didn't have that organization. He didn't know how to do that. but you've got the groundswell. The guy raised a shitload of money.
Hell, I voted for him in the primary.
I don't see why that they don't look at the Ron Paul thing and say, okay, look, maybe they can't go hard libertarian.
Right.
But to me, I think that if you're going to be the Republican Party, if I was going to say, all right, Eric, you're going to run the Republican Party now, here's what I'd do. I'd keep the tax policy, strong military, I'd stick with that. But then I would say we're going to get out of the business of nation building, and we're going to be the party of freedom.
Yep.
That's what I would say. I'd say that we're going to be the party of freedom and the party of personal responsibility. I'd start by getting the youth vote by saying, why is it we continue to fight the war on drugs? I'd start there. You could get people. I mean, that's a very conservative ideology.
And there's so much money on this stupid war on drugs.
Yeah.
And it's not doing anything.
And it's gotten nobody anywhere.
And the only thing it really does is put, kids and people that buy a quarter or a half ounce of weed that are just the, normal pothead that smokes at night or whatever instead of drinks. Those are the people getting sent to jail for 5 fucking years.
That and the country is on your side if you say legalize.
Yeah.
Because it's a very conservative ideology to say that you want to legalize pot or legalize drugs. Because if you do it that way, then keep in mind, and what they're concerned about is like, I think it'll cost us votes. Every fucking one of those ballot initiatives that said, do you want to legalize pot for medical reasons? Even the reddest of red states has voted for that.
Yeah.
And so like what I don't understand is why they don't. I mean, you're talking about Michigan. Michigan did not pass gay marriage, but it did overwhelmingly go for the actual results on the medical marijuana initiative was actually it pulled better than Obama himself. So
Damn.
I don't understand why it is.
So people that voted for McCain still said yes on pot.
Yes. So I don't understand why you wouldn't say, okay, if we're going to be the Republican Party, we're going to get out of this censorship bullshit. We're going to get out of this out of this whole idea. We're going to be the party of freedom and just do it that way. Go. I mean, the people that Reagan got on the abortion issue are dead.
Yeah.
Much like Reagan himself.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you don't say, if we're going to be the Republicans, we're just going to be the party of freedom and do it that way. You go hard right and fucking and rally behind Sarah Palin, you're dead.
Oh yeah.
Because
fucked.
if you at all, I mean, this is for the people that follow history. The Know Nothing Party is basically what the Republican Party has turned into. It's the Know Nothings. It's like we're gonna say that everything intellectual is bad, and we're just gonna harp on these wedge issues, and that's the way that we're gonna do it. You're not gonna ever. You're gonna basically the Republican Party right now. There's a small swath in the South that's going to vote for you. That's your base. Mm-hmm. If you're going to win a national election, you're fucked.
Yeah.
The Republican Party be best served if they went more to the libertarian camp.
They would be served. They would be served better that way. You're absolutely right. And like, if Virginia and North Carolina are blue states, you're in a lot of fucking trouble.
Right.
Anyway, that's my thoughts.
There you go.
Let me do some.
There's a little politic thing.
Is there any more here? As far as news today, bailout chief. Apparently George Bush is having trouble because he wants to write his memoirs so he can have his book that's published immediately afterwards, and apparently no publishers actually want to take it.
No, who would buy it?
Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying.
Fuck, go watch W.
Yeah, but apparently Laura Bush there is having absolutely no problem selling her thing. Wow!
What? Stock prices?
Okay,
here we go. It must be good if he's screaming wow.
It must be bad.
I want to know. Somebody's down to like the cents, like 0.07 cents or something.
not quite that bad, but close.
10 cents.
All right, this is the part where we guess what radio company has the lowest stock. Let me just make sure. Yeah. All right.
I'm going satellite this week. They were second last week, lowest.
You're going with Sears? I'm going with Cumulus.
Regent Communications.
Really? They're lowest now.
What are they at?
Well, Citadel is at 21 cents a share. Yes, it's lower than that.
Wow.
Sirius is at 25 cents a share.
Damn.
Sirius Satellite Radio is a quarter a share.
That is ridiculous.
A quarter. Pull a quarter. Go do laundry on fucking Sirius Satellite Radio stock.
Everybody should pool resources to listen to you, and we can buy some of those radio stations.
We could buy a control.
No kidding.
I could clean out my couch and fucking get a controlling stake in the company.
Damn.
Are you fucking kidding? A quarter.
That is ridiculous.
It takes, all right, again, it takes 5 shares of Sirius stock for me to fucking do laundry. Okay? Let's really keep this in mind. All Cox Radio $4.96. They're doing okay. CBS is at $7.57, down 43 cents today. They're not doing so hot. Emmis is up today, $6.70. Entercom at 70 cents a share. Holy shit! General Motors. I threw this on here just
Went
for
down
fucking
to
shits.
$3 or something.
$2.93, my friend.
Whoa!
They were at $3 last night.
Wow, $2.93. So where's Regent?
A year ago was at $32 a share.
Yeah, what's Regent? I should buy some GM stock.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if that's a good buy.
I think they're going bankrupt.
They might be. That's a real possibility.
Okay, well, fuck that. What's Regent at?
Cumulus stock is at 89 cents a share. Wow. They're way down.
Damn.
Saga down to 340. Regent stock is at 18 cents a share.
Fuck me. Yeah, Regent. Keep on firing talent. That's the way to go.
Well, you never
That's
know.
how to get them investors in. Fire more talent. Good job, guys.
Apparently, that's what they're up to these days.
Yep, firing talent. And every fucking radio company that does this, every radio company that fires talent, within a couple months, their fucking stock starts plummeting. Regent is, and we're not the first. We are not the first. We won't be the last. And we were one of many that got fired from Regent, and they started wiping out talent at Regent. And look at their stock.
18 cents a share.
Dude, they're idiots, man. And
I don't think they're idiots, Carson. I don't think you think so either.
No, I don't. But I hate to say this, but when Fred Murr passed, that's really when the company started doing worse.
Yeah, it did.
Like Fred was probably one of the smartest guys in radio. He knew,
and we're not just saying that because he was the person that put us on.
No, I'm not. I mean, the guy knew talent. He knew that in order to succeed, we have to have talented people. He stood behind it, and he knew how to run a company too. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks that he's gone.
18 cents a share. Wow.
Whoa.
Fuck, man.
And on that,
yeah.
see you Thursday.
Peace.
18.